Most of us believe that communication is always verbal. In reality, much of what we express isn't conveyed through words. Our body language transmits messages to others constantly, even though we aren't aware of it. In this April 2021 episode of the Mindvalley Podcast, hosted by Mindvalley founder Vishen Lakhiani, communications expert Allan Pease explains how to take control of your nonverbal communication and decode the secret messages expressed by others' body language. Pease is the author of the definitive book of body language and has coached celebrities and politicians around the world. The body language expert also shares techniques to adapt physical communication to the digital world. Favorite quote: around 60 to 80% of all the impact you're making when you're face-to-face is done non-verbally. Everyone sends subconscious nonverbal signals through body language. Body language, in simple terms, is an outward reflection of your emotional condition. In the world of business sales, the yes rate refers to the number of clients who buy what one is selling. Research shows that people are more likely to buy if they like you, even if they don't need what you're offering. The opposite is also true. If people don't like you, they're less likely to buy even if you're selling something they need. You might have a wonderful sales pitch, but so much of what people read from you is nonverbal. Facial expression, posture, touching your face or head, or the way you stand all affect whether people trust you, like you, or believe you. Body language cues also influence other realms of life. In a job interview, for example, nonverbal cues can influence your potential employer in different ways, at times leading them to reject your application or trust you enough to hire you on the spot. Even if you're not in sales, you probably still want someone to say yes to something. Every day, people decide whether they want to say yes to you based on a plethora of nonverbal cues. Up to 80% of what you communicate in personal relationships, at work, or in everyday negotiation is through body language. Body language is culturally and contextually specific. If you feel yes positive, you're going to nod your head in almost every country. Except Bulgaria, they shake their head side to side for yes. The key to interpreting body language successfully is whether you glean more accurate information from someone when you consider body language in addition to what they say. Science has shown that women tend to be better than men at reading and evaluating body language. It's believed that women's brains develop the critical ability to read an infant's nonverbal cues for the first couple of years of life. If a person's body language generally matches their words, they're probably telling the truth and seem more trustworthy. If their body language doesn't match the overall message, that could be a red flag. The environment a person is in shapes nonverbal communication. If someone crosses their arms when you're talking, it may mean they're cold rather than feeling defensive. Cultural context plays a strong role too. Westerners tend to touch their heads and faces when they're lying, while people from Eastern cultures tend to shift their feet rather than move their hands when lying. One signal, like touching your nose, can be misleading on its own, so look for 3. If someone says they like your project but rubs their nose, touches their ear, and then their mouth while saying it, they're likely fibbing. You can read nonverbal cues even in the digital world. You can't see what my hands are doing, which is why I need to bring them up now and again to show my palms so you'll feel comfortable with me. In the world of online meetings, getting an accurate read on body language has both been made easier and harder. Digital meetings may actually help you in negotiations because you're not distracted by other stimuli like you would be in a busy office environment. To express confidence and trustworthiness, make sure your digital background is acceptable and you're lit well so people feel comfortable. Put a mirror beside your screen if it helps to see what you look like to others. Nodding 3 times is encouraging. Nodding more than that signals that you're not interested and cuts the speaker off. Showing your palms communicates trustworthiness. Signal that you're going to talk by leaning forward, but not so you fill the entire screen. Sit back to encourage someone to keep talking. People blink faster when they're excited. If you're trying to sell your car, an interested potential buyer will lean forward and blink more. However, stress can also cause someone to blink more. Make sure you take contextual, environmental, and cultural factors into account when you're analyzing someone's body language. Remember, 1. Be more conscious of your body language. Leverage nonverbal cues like facial expressions and posture to project confidence in situations where you want to make a good impression. The way you carry yourself has more of an impact than what you're actually saying. 2. Consider cultural context. Take a person's cultural background into account when assessing their body language. Nonverbal cues alone might not be enough information to get an accurate read. 3. Own your Zoom meetings. Make a stronger impression in digital meetings with better background and lighting. Use signals like showing your palms to demonstrate trustworthiness, leaning forward when you want to talk, and leaning backward to show you're listening. Successfully interpreting body language means observing nonverbal communication and meshing it with the language and context of an interaction. Because so much of communication is expressed without words, being able to read and send nonverbal cues is key to achieving your goals.